The United States government granted the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport a Category 1 status in February this year, paving the way for Kenya to finalize other processes for direct flights to America. And last month, the U.S. Department of Transportation said it had granted Kenya Airways a permit to operate scheduled and chartered flights to USA. This saw KQ announce that it had started negotiations for code-share deals with U.S. carriers. Transport Ministry officials now say U.S. officials are now undertaking the final review focusing on security status of JKIA, a process that is expected to be concluded in April 2018.
It's an audit of the Jomo Kenyatta Airport for security. So the United States Transportation Security Administration, which is a Department of Homeland Security, they are the ones in charge of doing audits of airports globally. So they're going to come and audit Jomo Kenyatta to see whether our security standard conforms with those requirements by the Americans in the US. That means if we get that last point of departure clearance, it means that every passenger, the baggage that they are carrying, and the cargo that is being carried on board an airplane into the US has been successfully screened to the US expectation for compliance in security.
Kenya Airways and Transport Ministry officials had projected that non-stop flights between Kenya and USA could start in mid-next year.
When you have that sort of environment where the economy is very active, if you don't have clear regulations for operations and also clear security boundaries, then it can actually sabotage the very economy that you want to build. So really our sites as Kenyans are to download what's going on in the US. To be sure, as a hub, we're very competitive.
The airline again, Kenya Airways, being granted an air operating certificate, which is a technical authority to operate. So there's commercial authority to operate, and there's also technical authority to operate. That's the last step, and we expect that by April next year, and then flights should be able to start in June.
On the use of drones, which was suspended in 2009, the Kenya Civil Aviation Authority says remotely piloted aircraft systems regulations of 2017 have been developed, and those who are keen to operate them have to first seek clearance from the aviation regulator.
But what we're saying now, the people whose equipment has been impounded, very soon we will have that equipment released, provided it has passed through the terms and conditions that are very clearly stated out in the regulations.
Similarly, the authority has started constructing a 300 million shillings modern area control and disaster management center in Mlolongo to ease congestion at the JKIA control tower due to increased air traffic. Once completed in the next 18 months, KCAA plans to relocate from JKIA to Mlolongo Air Traffic Control Services. Ronald Willie, Business Insight.